a reading inspired by recent events, I suppose. Yes, of course. So, welcome back, my divine panel of 8, to divinely intervene as needed for my highest good, aka the highest good. On notice anyway, the Belle project. On the left side, the High Priestess in reverse, recipient side, these are immediate download, like instantaneous, so much so that it's like before you get up out of bed, before you get out of the shower, before you step out of the door, before, what is it? Because of the wonderful things we does. She does, he does, they do. You know, it covers all recipients of such information. And these could be in subtle forms. This could be in subconscious forms. Primarily, I feel like subconscious. This is tapping in to that subconscious realm. Queen of Swords is like, how do you explain this? This is on the doing side. Like, how do you make sense out of this? First time I received this. In fact, the prefixing cards are these two. Okay, that came out that almost like, it was like a tearjerker. The Hermit card in reverse, which is a light being shown, like coming out of the dark night of the soul. So therefore, when you come out like through the thick of it, of the woods, you understand a lot more. You've digested a lot more. So the picture is a lot more comprehensive. So therefore, the subconscious arises to the conscious level. Justice came next. Like, it's not just the light that's shown on the internal plane, but also on the external. Do you see this? There you go. Okay. How wonderful. Like, I was like, that's what I was. Okay, so I'm going to cut the deck, and I'm going to just put it, like, okay, there. Cut to the 8 of Cups, leaving a situation. Leaving the mysterious, like, lions, tigers, and bears. Oh, my! And then I shall cut Justice into the deck. The World card. This is Justice coming through to end a cycle. See? Okay, excellent. So on notice, what do you want to tell me? My divine panel of 8. Oh, and by the way, please do not take it to heart on like how quickly I'm moving through the videos and through the playlists. I know that there are contributors out there that regularly add their batch, and I have not ignored them. It's just things are moving quickly for me too, so I got to pick up the pace too and collect this and that. So I don't have much, well, let's put it this way. I need to discipline myself on how many readings I intake, even if it's like on the like podcast version of like background music or noise. Not noise. I don't mean it like that. But I have to reduce that time to allot my valuables elsewhere, which is what, like tapping into those contributions. And how do I say it? Yeah, there was a beep to recognize that. The other thing is that so with it going unnoticed, like, what is it? How do I say it? Let's put it this way. As I'm moving along with these, with these videos and doing the primary playlist, about a third to maybe a half of it is missing. So it becomes finalized. Like I have my notes and all of that to when I fully complete it. That's why you'll see a lot more in the body of the messaging. So you'll see that, like, I think I stopped in Q3. That's where I left off, like finishing up Q3. I think that's where I was. So anyway, no worries whatsoever. Don't, like, continue your creations. Awesome. I like the variety. It's getting hot in here. Give me a second. 4:44 was on the clock. Okay. So what do you want to tell me, my divine panel of 8? On notice, the Belle project. The Lovers card has opened up to these several. Okay. The Hanged Man, 9 of Pentacles or 9 of Coins, 7 of Swords, the Fountain in reverse, and Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So even though going through the dark night of the soul, it's a process, right? So you've digested the material, but everything is fresh, it's new, and that can be really, that can provide a lot of relief. The sense of awareness that you've gone like and mediated like the worst demons of all, which are very much internalized before they come out, like splatter out into the exterior. And so a wise one would know how to utilize those fresh learnings and apply them while being objective. So this is the dark night of the soul, but out in the sunlight, right? So this is very much independent observations, independent thinking, which is like you steal the show. The fountain here is depicting like an inundation of much more to come. You know, there's more. There's more to learn from our situations and our situationships, even if we've, you know, exited that game plan. The Lover's card that they're telling me to cover that part, face to face with that, is a stronger bond, a stronger knowing of self. Remember, that's, if we're going to internalize the Lover's card, that's self-actualization. It's the gravitating from self-realization, the Four of Wands, like home and hearth. This is like the warm and fuzzy vibes, to the applications of how am I going to integrate that to, it's not more of a question. It's like, okay, so now that I have these learnings, it's how, like, the ration of fueling to each like several portions of our lives. So that's very good. Okay. Anything else? Queen of Wands, magic. Yeah, look, she's lit. Do you see there's she's crowned by this auric field of awareness. You see? But this is amidst the spectrum, like the orbits of life, you know? You see this, like, this path right here? It's depicting a portion, a fraction of the orbiting. So my son and I have been watching, my older son and I have been watching Interstellar for the past few days. Yeah, since I think the beginning of the week, and we just ration it out every time we sit down and have dinner. And so that's what it's showing me. It's like knowing which like being in the right place at the right time, well positioned to use your magic for communication purposes. Yeah, so it's like sometimes you can't reach certain parties, certain people when you're on the same wavelength. We just have different things going on in our lives. So you communicate in different manners that that are otherworldly. And so these are energetic frequencies that are tied into the gravitational pull. Like, what is it? Is it Targus? You know, no, is it the that donut shaped thing in the metaphysical or scientific world? Yeah, it holds a lot of mystery. So it's reserving your fuel and being within that orbiting system. Like, okay, it's not like if you can't beat them, you might as well join them. But this is like just funneling yourself into what is it, like that turtle in Nemo? So it's going along with it, like the flow of life. And there's like highways and byways, but you know, in that orbiting system, there's no such thing as a gated community. Oh, by the way, do you like my other vintage sweater from my mama? She gave me like 3 bags of her vintage like sweaters and cardigans, and so I'm like, you know, like I'm bonding with them. I took all the like little fuzzies off of this particular one and the other one that's like it. And I was like, I don't usually wear stuff like this. I mean, you know, like, I have like, anyway, before I get tongue-tied on that, I just thought I'd mention it. Okay, so, what else do you want to tell me in my divine panel? I have 8 on notice. 8 of coins, and these are the 2 topper cards. Oh my gosh, this is work well done. Look at that, finishing touches, finishing pieces. Like you're almost there, you're almost there. And it's not like I think I can. This is like I know I can, and I can prove it. Bottom of the deck to release the secret ingredients of this saucy. The 6 of Cups in reverse. These are like backup generators. This is not necessarily my right crew, though it could imply that because it's kind of like underground measures of like good kinship, like unspoken, in not so many words. Like I'm down for you. Yeah, top of the deck, no secret, 6 of Swords. So, like, not only do, like, I find the calm with you. That's what that is. What's underneath this? So master number 66 here, master lover, master artisan. Yes, we do have that. 9 of Wands. So they do show up. Let me see. Give me a second. Okay, give me a second. Okay. So let me show you something here. Oh, look, master number 99, master performer it is. Look, someone loves what they're doing. I am included in that batch. Like they really show it for what they do. And so what I was looking at in the positioning of this is it's reminding me of like, you know, like how people train to be like American Ninja Warriors, and they go to like the climbing gym, let's say, and there's a certain arena like in bouldering where to practice your grip and your the balance of your chi while going like horizontal cave style navigation wise. There are certain bars or keyholes in order to strengthen your grip, like the claw grip, and so that's what it reminded me of right here. And so after the realization of that, there, look, we have the 6 of Wands, like elevation, right? And he's holding 2 wands, which means that like it's sizing things up correctly. So this is kind of like a graduating point of elevation. And this additional stick here in which one is gaining leverage is like the 7 of Wands, you know, depicted here. It's not as positioned in its like parallel sense to the others. So it's a little different in its acknowledgement of like how to get from here to there or even the next step above. So as you can see, there's like, you know, like when people are like super duper smart and they can finish their degree, like, how do I say it? Go through high school and finish their like bachelor's degree within 2 years. Like they skip grades basically because of the understanding, like I'm here. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so like only halfway through what normally takes double the measures of others to complete to like find victory, we've superseded that. And it's not like who's better, it's just like that's the level that we're on. So we get to skip like 1, 2, like seriously 4, yeah, 4 levels up. So this is more than halfway above things. And this is because of the absolute clarity on perspective. Okay, so there are no additional levels to reach the pinnacle here. This is the supreme advantage. That's excellent. This is because of the work well invested in, where did I see that? The 8 of, what was prefixing this? I forgot. 6 of Cups? This is also a booster advantage here. You see, like, this is the bottom of the rocket ship, and so these are the boosters here. Very good. All right. On notice, the Belle project. So, what else do you want to tell me? My divine panel of 8 to my collective here. 4 of Pentacles or coins and 3 of Cups. So this is being, again, super resourceful, not micromanaging anything, including like who you celebrate with. Like, there's no like profiling on who we're celebrating with. It's just like a known, like, who's down and who's not. They're whoever has the balls to show up knows that they're showing up with a full cup, and so you don't have to question like how much you have to give, because like when you like pour, and it's like, just say when, you, how do I say it, there's a certain like unspoken trust level here in the givings, because like when you're surrounded, when we behave in this manner, in like, okay, I'm invested but I'm not like obsessed, I'm not going to perfect, how do I say it, I'm not going to try to perfect those that are, you know, have come to celebrate with me, because we know that we all have our own faults. We know that there's like tweaks, or there's more that occurs than that reaches beyond human error. And if you look at the human error itself, it's like we're all capable of that, right? So like, I'm not going to scrutinize every single doing or misdoing, or lack of doing on another's part. I just know that if somebody comes in with a full cup that's claimed as their own, that the reality is their own, that it's legit. Like, we're all growing here. We're all in the means to, my collective, in the means to enhance their life. So like, why deprive ourselves of, like, if we're not there yet, or if things are in process, like, why deprive ourselves of like any like celebration of like any win? And so this is good. This is good. And this is not like letting everybody through the door. This is the acknowledgement that like, okay, if there's like a massive control in our efforts, then we know that there's an internal like error in an internalized ecosystem. So it's like, it's already kind of self-validating when we see this kind of energy and project this type of energy, because like, we know that if there's a sense of greed or need for perfection, then they're not coming in with a full cup. They're coming in thirsty, right? So that's really good. Bottom of the deck to validate that. 5 of Swords in reverse. So this is like a foregoing. This is a forfeit. This is, yeah, that is what that is. What's behind that? King of Swords, yeah. This is someone, these are energies that have like their head screwed on straight. You know, it's not like any exorcist thing where their like head is rotating and all that shiz. So it's good. All right, anything else that you want to tell me? My divine panel of 8. On notice, any specifics that you want me to know, or is this just a vibe? Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So this is navigation, holding the wheel, not at 10 and 2 o'clock, but rather more like 8 o'clock and 4 o'clock. So master number 80, no, master number, 84. Yeah. So master number 84, reduced down to 11 with the addition on that. It's master number 11, the master initiator. You know, it's not waiting for someone else to take the wheel. Yeah, I heard a beep right there. So 84 is an angel number here, inversely speaking. It's the training. These are the character traits, the building, character building of being able to like be a rocketeer, basically. Shoot out into outer space, like go beyond the measures of like the 3D realm. So this is above and beyond type of energy. So what I'm trying to say is that, like, in the space program, I think, like, they have this kind of similar thing where it spins you around to test whether or not you can hang, basically. Yeah. This is a different kind of program here. The mentorship, the simulations, and all of that are at an elevated level. So when you think of like JC to Cal State to um, university type of thinking, and it's not to degrade any levels of which one chooses to apply themselves. It's just like, what do you need at this time? What's the most practical? And it's like attainment, like what's the most viable, but also like what's needed at that time, and what against what's available. So anyway, that was a tangent, but this is like an astute type of program. This is like a higher level of education and understanding of its applications. So it's not just hiring somebody because the paper looks right, everything on paper looks right, and they pulled on the charm, etc., etc., and then you just like fly with it and trust it. This is, oh, somebody has 19, the number 19 in balloons here with 2, 4, 6, all right, 2, 4, 6, 7 balloons surrounding, green balloons surrounding it. Anyway, 19 is an angel number here. 19 is also the sun card. So there's a huge awareness in, like, this is highly celebratory. So the 19 is in gold, and then there's the 7 green balloons around it. So this is dominated wealth is what they're saying. Because those two colors depict not just the solar plexus chakra shining, but also extreme wealth. Let's say, if we're comparably looking at crystals, citrine right here, and then green for emerald. It's that type of green. It's a very it depicts a very particular green, like Kelly green. Yeah, for sure. So this is really good. Okay, what else do you want to tell me? My divine panel of 8. Okay. These cards, and then whatever's like on my lap right here. The world card in reverse, Knight of Cups and King of Cups. So this is the cycle of seeing oneself through the measures of doing and ultimately being. Mixed with that energy is right here, which is 7 of Pentacles inverted, and King of Wands inverted, and Justice inverted. Holy smokes. So they're saying just wait for it. We have like people rooting for you, and like within your own aims. And this is more than just rooting from the sidelines. This is basically the structure like pulled out from the root system. Like the main, like the head honcho, King of Wands, King of like that is very masterful in managing their connections, whether new or old. Yeah, there's something else about it, but this is making things right. You see, like very firm in making things right. You see. So this is kind of like the hourglass style, but it's more fixated energy on that pinhole right there, that the transition is going to come through like so massively because such force is projected there. So they're saying just wait for it, you know, like this is a nice way of saying like mind your own business and tend to your fields, like harvest what you can, and reaping what you sow. So what I did in my, I don't know why I'm telling you this, I guess so is the word, the key word here in transition, is that in like cleaning up different areas of my room, I noticed I'm like, there's so many activities here. It's like Dr. Seuss Activityville. So I realized like I have like so many interests spread out. Like this is a visualization of it before it, before it comes to applications on like like massive recognition, that I need to feel like organize my life, um what's on your plate, don't like do it buffet style, do it like kiddo buffet style, like massive, like layer layer layer, like all of a sudden like this variety of foods becomes like a lasagna for yeah. So I put away my like sewing stuff or whatever, and so I became a lot more focused. And one thing that I do have to say is that I feel like I'm going to put it out there that I'm very protective of my space. And just because you're of love and light doesn't mean that you are automatically welcome to navigate my premises. I have children. And so nobody, like, in the right mind, or even out of the right mind, has any business like creeping up into my space to navigate how my life is, how I be, how I do, because of the fact that I have kids. And whether or not they are present in the house, it's still the principle, you know? So I would say that I do not appreciate that kind of intrusion. Okay? My divine panel of 8, what do you want to say about that? Like, I don't feel any particular threat, so I'd like to state that. But at the same time, that's my space. Is anyone paying me in particular as a trade-off to claim that space? Have they been particularly invited? Just because I have a welcoming feels to me, just because I'm open doesn't mean that one should take advantage of it. You must be invited first, particularly on a singular basis. Otherwise, there's karma attached to that as well. That's disrespect, like automated disrespect. So that's, I mean, with the latest recommendations in not necessarily moving stealthily, but exercising discretion. Yeah, like, how am I supposed to do that when everybody's all up in my business? You know what I mean? In my physical, like, private spaces. Yeah. All right. So anything else you want to say with regards to that? Okay. So the Death card in reverse, followed up by the Ace of Cups. So, I guess people just want to, like, be present with me. This is, like, broadening their perspective, because I'm viewed as not just a winner, but a good example. So let me say this. There are other ways in doing that. So this is like a soft core scold. Yes. Clarifier is the 8 of Swords in reverse. So this is an area of freeing up your space, freeing up the energy. And it's like, if you love something, you must set it free. And if it comes back to you, then cool beans. But for right now, this is, I feel like stating this is for the best. Hold on. Ace of Swords in reverse. So it's like, if you're mesmerized, let's say, by a butterfly, you're not going to kill it in order to pin it down. Okay, so that, oh, look at that, 10 of Pentacles right there. Yeah, because, like, you can come up with any excuse in order to validate why you are there. And for me, in a spiritual sense, it's kind of like loitering, and that loitering depicts like an internal seed that can easily like rot, in showing that like there's a personal agenda, personal interest, and a mesmerizing quality of that Ten of Pentacles energy. So when people are more fixated on your things, that like you could be like any identity in that, and it's like, why are you it shows less of an interest in the bonding with an individual rather than yeah, and more of an interest on the material portions of it. So again, this is a differentiation and of a way to like further discern who belongs and who doesn't, like who makes the cut. And so that sword comes into play in kind of like sharpening that sword. Like I'm observing, and I, you know, like instead of like jumping the gun and pulling the trigger on these type of energies when I observe them to be around, and it's like it's the same kind of methods in like seeing how people like roll out, like what's your business here, or but it's also not having my guard up initially. So it's just allowing time and the universes to kind of tell me like what's going on with all of this. And so I'm observing while sharpening my sword. That's what's happening. Top of the deck, no secret to the sauce, is Temperance. So this is being very chill about it. Because nobody can take this from me nor mimic it. They have their own Ten of Pentacles. Yeah. So, like, my life should not be, like, in a freaking fishbowl. Like, you know, fishbowl lens. Like, I'm not a... Like, being a main attraction doesn't automatically assume that one should be, like, put under a looking glass. You know what I mean? I deserve my own time. I deserve to be within my own frequencies. I deserve the rawness of it, rather than feeling like there's an added layer to it, like cellophane almost. Because of like, hold on. Because of my awareness of other energies, not just in the neighborhood, but also under my own roof, it doesn't allow me to be fully engaged in the rawness of my moment, the sacredness of it. So, okay, that's all that I'm going to say about that. Okay. Anything else before I wrap this up with the takeaways? On notice, the Belle Project. Knight of Wands in reverse. So it's dropping away any kind of toying around. Ten of Cups. But like this is... I don't think they necessarily mean any harm, like the dominant part of them, but it's the energy. Like you have to read the energy with like no stipulations on it. No, like a non-bias. And those are regulations that I have in measure. Top of the deck, Nine of Wands. Yeah, definitely. For those that show up, they mean like good vibes. But that's just like a, like full disclosure, how I feel about it. I am, I'm worthy and valuable enough to have that honored. My time with my kids. My, you know, like... So, there's that, okay? So, we have a head count of 2 here, so I'm going to do 2 takeaways for you. First takeaway for you is 4 of Cups, clarified by King of Swords. So, like, even though people have their, like, head screwed on straight and whatnot, they also know, yeah, that's a bump. They also, or you understand, perhaps this is, if this is not you, like, invading my space, like, this is an automatic, like, knowing of, what I'm saying is valid. But this is also multiple choice being landed, like, you know, it's kind of being, like, shot down. And I feel a little, like, bad about it, but at the same time, I have to do that within this elevation point. Like, no distractions. And so when I exercise that, I will see that play out in my environment, that the recognition of, like, you hold yourself accountable to this, you're applying that. And so as far as multiple choice, like, how am I going to show the 10 of Cups vibe without, you know, being so offensive? So if you're not in that energy, you have, how do I say it, like, directly in that energy, the direct party of that, this is the energetic in your life as well. This is also, excuse me, a certain knowing, and like, it's very disciplined. Okay, it is very disciplined, also very, very mature energy, but also knowing that we're all faced with different degrees of the multiple choice question. And so it's putting down, like, holding your sword, but, like, putting it down, like, a non-threat. And this is, like, addressing certain situations or concerns in your life that there are several options to go by. And this is kind of like the Seven of Cups type of energy in the varying answers of what's right. So this is a multiple choice question where it's not, like, so cut and dry, like, so, you know, university level now. So it's not like checkers where it's like only one is the right answer, or all of the above or none of the above. It's not that cut and dry. It's more like, which one is the best answer? And so that's your first takeaway. Your second takeaway is the Fool card. Okay, so you're fencing something with good spirit. This is interesting because, like, it looks like it's icy here. So, like, there's a certain, like, softness and agility in projecting oneself from here to there. So there's no it's like you defy gravity in that in that leap of faith. So, like, there's no concern within this energetic to like slip or, like, miscalculate, you know. So moving accordingly in your truest, like, best energy. Clarifier for that is, yeah, this is a knowing. This is going through the dark night of the soul, knowing yourself, and knowing your strengths and weaknesses, and working with that in your movements. Okay. So, oh, I'm sorry, I put that card back in there, but it's okay. All right, so my 3 takeaways are, first one is Page of Wands in reverse, clarified by the Moon card. So this is something is about to start. Something is really about to roll out. Okay. This is wanting to, like, strike up a match, you know, start something. And this is, like, the absolute follow through. Like, undoubtedly, your emergence has projected automatic manifestation. What am I hearing? The Strokes, automatic stop. I forget what the lyrics are, but anyway, there's that. Okay. Yeah. So this is the masterful understanding that the desire to start something will depict the initiation of doing so, like the start of it, which then you can automatically assume that it will be done. So shall it be done. So mote it be. That kind of energy. My second takeaway is Temperance. Again, chill. It came up with these cards, so I'll take those as clarifiers. The Chariot in reverse and Three of Swords in reverse. So again, automatic stop, but it's not like a threat. It's not like, it's the positioning of like no harm, no foul. Like just because there's like a stop or a pause, does the purposeful intent in that is digesting that this path is not like, it's non-threatening. It's safe. It's safe. Yeah, you're safe. Your ways are safe. It's good. My third takeaway is the Five of Cups in reverse and Three of Pentacles. So this is the foregoing, and this is the attainment of like renewable resources. So like this is like the battery's dead, and you have to acknowledge that within any kind of sentience that is applicable to it. So you have to dispose of those batteries properly, so it doesn't harm the environment, like the communal environment. And then this is the renewable resource, rechargeable batteries. I have to charge this phone. Okay. So there's that. And then, is that the second takeaway or the third takeaway? That's the third takeaway. Okay. The clarifier for that is Page of Pentacles in reversal. So this is an investment to self. So like understanding what renewable resources are within your axis, Tina, does not mean that it depicts necessarily that it takes so much wealth away from you. It's an investment. It's an investment in self. It's like okay. So when you build relationships, you aim, anyone would aim, I would think, anyone in the right mind would aim for the long-term type of relationship, lifelong relationships. And so when you understand the importance of that on an exterior level, one-to-one or entity to entity, whether that's pluralized or singular, in how they operate, there's a greater appreciation of self as the primary investment. And so this is how do I say it? Accessing and maintaining these renewable resources, these opportunities, is an understanding of your long-term relationship with self. It's like, I'm in it for the long run. That's the energy. I like it. I like it. Okay, that's it for now. Thanks very much for all donations provided in and of light and love that reciprocate equally and therefore abundantly. I feel like there's one more thing that they want to say. My divine panel of 8, your conclusion is Two of Pentacles in reverse. So when something is destroyed after a tower moment, then there's the follow through, there's the cleanup, there's the applications. But then in the destruction, there are not just the parts that are scrap material and must be dusted away and cleaned up, but there are also parts that can be reformed. Let's say when somebody is updating their house or whatnot, and I've seen this in channels where they in shows where they they save the doorway and they make it into a table or whatever. So it's picking up that material, those that from what originally caused imbalance, and kind of ideating and how that can be resourced in another manner and matter. So it's transformative. There's room for its transformative qualities and its purposefulness, and its meaning. But it also has when you're an engineer, there's some sort of etiquette and understanding in appreciating the resources that you have. So that's what it's saying there. Okay, that's it for now. But now that this reading is officially over, I call back all my power, energy, essence, gifts, strength, passions, etc. from those that call upon, cast, generate, bring magnify, multiply, and or any variation thereof, the aforementioned ill will, intent, thought form, pattern, and or entity to pass through the white light of the Holy Spirit for cleansings, for blessings, for refortification of me, only me, hassle-free, no doubt, and no attachment except for all bonus points included. But now this reading is officially over. Upon closing the portals in this reading, I send all energies back to their appropriate locations outside of mine with their appropriate karmas due, assisting with a sequence of rollout in light and love. I close the portals in this reading. Now.